Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Live at Five with SFC. Glad you could join me today. We have a lot to talk about. Going to give you guys just a few minutes to get in here and go from there. I just want to remind you guys of a couple of things that's happening this month. Don't forget that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I encouraged you to go to Christy Wallace Barrow's website, livingpink.org, I think is what it is. Um, and let's make sure that we support this initiative. She's doing a phenomenal job with women everywhere, making sure that she is just trying to eradicate breast cancer. Also, let's not forget that October is Bully Prevention Month. And I'm sure that we all have something to say about bullying prevention. We've either been a recipient of um, or the bully, I guess, to say that for lack of a better word. Hopefully, you're not the bully, but you are one that will help eradicate bullying in our schools, in our communities, even at jobs. In civility, is that the right word? Yeah, incivility is just a big, grandiose word for bullying. If you've experienced that on your job, this is the month we want to highlight that. And we need to talk about that. I have a book signing with my latest book, The Bully and the Bullied, that is going to be this Thursday at Visions Event Center in Winston-Salem from 6:30 to 8:30. So I want you guys to come out, tell somebody about it, and let's make sure that we together put an end to bullying. Okay. So, anyway, last month we started the conversation about the art of allowing, and we didn't get a chance to talk about that much. So, we've carried it over into this month. Um, let's see. Maybe this might be the last Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see how the conversation goes today, and then we'll start something new because October has 5 Sundays in it. So, that'll give us a chance to sort of kind of double down on some stuff that we were trying to do. But check this out. What I really want to get into is the fact that we want to talk about specifically today what the art of allowing is. Let's do another recap from last week. Um, um, we're talking about allowing and the things that happen um, as a result of what we allow things to come into my life. And I just want to give you um, a definition, informal, formal, however you want to look at it. It's just one for me. Allowing is something that you give permission to. Allowing is also, I think we started out this whole series talking about how allowing, um, you sort of kind of go with the flow. You don't force anything, you don't push anything, you don't struggle with anything, but you experience life as it happens. You experience life as it happens throughout the day. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna make sure that we talk some more about that. Um, the good thing about it is, here's another definition of the art of allowing, or allowing means that you simply give permission to. You give permission for something to happen in your life. Now, the thing that I need for you to remember is the fact that allowing has a caveat. Okay, the caveat is it can also be a negative, or it can be a positive. So you have to understand and be mindful of your mindset of what you allow to come into your life. You've got that power. So many times, from the very beginning, we were talking about how the art of allowing, it means you simply go with the flow of life. Well, you want to train your thoughts, and you have the power to do this. Train your thoughts into thinking positive, even if it's a negative day or a negative situation. It's always positive if you train your brain as such. And I'm going to tell you why. When you train your brain to see the positive, even on a negative situation, you find out that there is something good. There is a lesson even in the negative situation. So, when you train your brain to only see the good, only see the positive, and you allow life to happen, when there is what we would think of as a hiccup, it simply means that I understand that there is a lesson in this that I need to learn. What is that lesson? So I allow the what we think of as negative to happen in my life. I allow that. I give it permission to flow through my life, because it ain't gonna stay. It will literally flow through your life. For you Bible readers, we say it like this: and it came to pass. That means it's going to pass. It's going to be over at some point. Every situation and every circumstance, it has a beginning and it has an ending point. So nothing lasts forever. You got to remember that. So I don't care how bad it is. I don't care how bad it appears to be. It will not last forever. That's number one. So even when those negative circumstances and negative situations come, if you have a positive mindset, then what happens is you immediately start looking for the good and the lesson that this negative experience needs to teach you. That means that, if for those of you that are also Bible readers, Romans say, and I know that all things work together for the good. And literally, it really does. When you have the right mindset, it all works together for your good. It can grow you, it can groom you, it can develop you, it can teach you. But you have to have that right mindset. And having the right mindset means that you're not a victim of your circumstances. It means that you're going to allow this circumstance to come into your life, teach you what it needs to teach you, and once you learn that lesson, you watch it disappear. I am a firm believer. I've tried it in my life. I constantly try it. Things that look like it's negative, the first thing I've started to ask myself is, what is the lesson? What am I needing to learn from this? Why did this show up now? What is happening that would cause this? Is it the way I'm thinking? Is it what I'm doing? Is it the people that I'm hanging around with? Is it how I'm viewing life? What is this? And then it teaches me that lesson. And as soon as I learn that lesson, it leaves just as quickly as it comes. I have had that happen so many times in my life. So again, allowing is something that you give permission to happen in your life. The thing is, you have to have the right mindset to make sure that what you are allowing, it's got to be growing you, it's got to be pushing you forward, it's got to be teaching you something, and you're not a victim of circumstance. Now, here is the thing: if your mindset is not that of a positive mindset, and you're always seeing the negative, you are allowing that too as well. You just become a victim of your circumstance. You become that person where any and everything happens to you, as opposed to that person where anything everything happens for you. If you have a mindset of positivity, of value, of self-worth, you understand that nothing can happen to me, it only happens for me. That is the mindset that you need to have. So when you have that mindset, it is happening for me, you understand that anything that you allow to come in your life, give permission to come into your life, you understand that it is necessary. It is for your good. It is for your development. It is for your growth. Oftentimes we get caught up in allowing the wrong people to come in our lives. And that's how we see things. That is the perception. I learned something a few years ago. You hear me reference all the time a lady by the name of Florence Shinn, Shinn. Florence Shinn says this, and it's in one of her books, The Secret of Life, or something. I can't remember the title of the book, but she says this. This is one of her quotes: "Every man is a golden link in the chain of my good." That means that anybody that comes into your life, whether it's you perceive it as negative or positive, or them as negative or positive, every man, woman, person is a golden link in the chain of my good. That's I can gain something. I tell people all the time, sometimes the greatest lesson that you can learn from what appears to be a negative situation is what not to do. It's that simple. Sometimes you need to know what not to do. You already know what to do. The lesson that it needs to teach you is what not to do. So when you allow things to happen, and you wake up every day and you see the beauty of the world, when you see positive and you see, optimism, you can literally say, whatever comes my way, whatever happens to me today, it's literally going to work together for my good. And watch how things shift in your life. They literally will start shifting. And any and everything that happens in your life, you'll understand that it's working for your good. For those of you that know me personally, you understand that when I am driving, one of my triggers is highway driving or interstate driving, when people are driving slow and all this stuff. So that was something that would take me from 0 to 100 in about a second, and I would get so frustrated. But what I've learned to do now is to appreciate the slowdown. I've learned to say, you know what, there's a reason for me not barreling down the highway at 80 or 85 like I would be where this car if this car wasn't in front of me. So there is a reason for me to have slowed down, and I have to understand it, and I accept that. So I allow that moment to happen in my life without getting frustrated, without getting angry. And I sit back and I'm like, okay, what is this teaching me? Number one is teaching me patience. Number one is teaching me to obey the law, to obey the law. And number three, it's showing me that, listen, my need for speed doesn't have to be somebody else's need for speed as well. So it teaches me lessons. So I've learned how to breathe, decompress, and enjoy the journey and enjoy the view. So that's what allowing has done for me. And that's why I think it's so important that we talk about it. What are your thoughts about what are your thoughts about allowing? How many of you over the last few weeks, how many of you have allowed yourself to just breathe and allow life to come? And if that's you, if you've done that, what is your thoughts on that? Do you feel less stressed? Do you feel less anxiety? Are you able to just sit back and enjoy the journey a little bit more? How many of you, anybody out there that's saying, yeah, I've been allowing things like whatever happens, I've learned to breathe, I've learned to accept it. If it makes me angry, I allow that feeling of anger to come in and leave. If it makes me sad or upset, I allow it to come in and leave. I understand that there is a lesson for me to learn in everything. So if that's you, let me see your comments. Let me see your comments. Some of you are commenting, and I appreciate that. But let me see for those of you who are allowing. And remember, we talked about allowing as this part of mindset that you just allow things to come in. But also, don't forget, good. Sonia says it's less stress for her. Good. I'm glad you're practicing this. Another thing is the fact that allowing means that you're giving something permission to. Now you have to ask yourself the question, it's easy to allow, but are you giving it permission to make you angry, upset you, sadden you, hurt you? What? Because if you are, you're not thinking positive and you're not thinking in a way that it will work for you. Right now, you're thinking it's working against you. But when you shift your mindset and understand that I have the power, I have the ability to determine what I'm going to give permission to happen in my life. You have that power and you have that authority. You just have to make sure that you walk in it. If you feel like this is not the time or the space for certain kinds of people, certain kinds of situations to show up in your life, I'm not giving you permission today to come into my life. I'm not ready for this. I'm not giving you permission. And I promise you, the hurt, the pain, the frustrations, the depression, not giving it permission means that you're not going to go with it. And that's another thing that you need to keep in mind of allowing. But when you give something permission, you're also giving yourself the freedom to feel what emotion that situation will bring into your life. So if you're going to allow the situation, you've got to allow that feeling or emotion. Ride the wave. It might be painful, it might be hurtful, it might be distressing, it might be stressful, but ride the wave. Because again, nothing comes to last forever. It always comes There is an expiration date on everything that you go through. I promise you it is. And sometimes it seems like it's lasting for days, years, months, but I promise you there is an expiration date, and you get to control that expiration date, because once you learn the lesson, there's no need. There is no need for the struggle. There's no need for the test. There's no need for the course. Once you learn the lesson, you can move on. And that's what I encourage you to do. Okay. So let's any comments or questions about allowing? Remember, you're in control, and it's either positive or negative. But I can promise you, if you think positive and learn the lesson that that situation is going to teach you, and it always comes with a lesson. God, in his infinite wisdom, always allows things to happen in our lives to teach us a lesson. It's supposed to bless us, not stress us. Okay. It's supposed to bless us and not stress us. If it's stressing you, you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Okay. Turn that thing around. And every person that you meet can be a golden link in the chain of your good. And understand that you have that authority and power within you to determine the good that's going to come out of that situation. All right. Cool beans. Listen, we're going to keep moving on. Don't forget, it's breast cancer awareness. Um, it's breast cancer awareness this month. It's also anti-bullying month. We're going to eradicate bullying, and we're going to make sure that we stand up for those and give those a voice who don't have a voice, those that are too intimidated to say, I'm being bullied, I'm experiencing incivility or harassment or all that stuff. I'm going to be saying that word a lot lately, incivility, because I used to say something else. So I got it now. Y'all going to hear that all the time. But anyway, you're going to experience, if you're experiencing that, we want to help you find your voice. We want to help you. And this month is the month that we get to put a voice with an action. And you're going to stand up and be strong. You're going to be focused. You're going to be confident. And you're going to stand up to those who are bullying you. And if it's breast cancer that you are experiencing, you're going to be strong. You're going to be focused. You're going to be confident until breast cancer has got to go. Okay, it's got to go. Also, Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and we're going to be that voice for those kids and adults who have Down syndrome, and we're going to be their voice as well. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. I really appreciate you. I hope you're getting something out of this. I hope that as I walk this journey of newfound wisdom, of spirituality, whatever you want to call it, as we walk it together, that we both can pour into each other. Okay. So listen, that is it for today. Just a quick little blurb. What I need for you to do is to go and make a donation to livingpink.org. And also, if you're able to, we are at Visions Event Center right on 3rd Street, downtown Winston-Salem, 6:30 to 8:30 on this Thursday evening. Um, we have partnered with Forsyth County Smart Start, and that it's their Roots program that we are partnering with. We've got platforms. We've got so much going on. Doors are opening for us in so many different ways, and I know that they are for you too as well. I appreciate you guys too. Appreciate you, Sonia and Catherine, and all of you. Stay encouraged, you guys. Life is great. Life is grand. Life is amazing. It's all about your perception. All right. Stay strong, stay focused, stay confident, but most of all, stay defined. We'll talk to you again next Sunday, 5 o'clock. Bye.